Welcome back to another episode of Hazy Headed. Today we're going to talk about what patriotism means to me, the importance of it, and how much it's impacted my life. I'm Evan Brandt, and this is Happy July 4th. So yes, 250 years. I just can't believe it. The United States is so young, and I just look at the amazing culture we have and the amount of enthusiasm, the amount of creative people, the amount of hardworking individuals, the people that really understand that you can do whatever you want. We have a lot of things we can work on, problems, this and that. I was talking to someone that was an avid Trump hater. That was very interesting, and it was a good conversation. I'm not a huge fan of Trump myself, but I'm more of a moderate. So just hearing a different side of the story was pretty cool. But even when you look past that, today at my apartment complex, there were probably 300 people by the pool just having a great time, playing music. You got to go with the Toby Keith. I'm telling you right now, courtesy of the red, white, and blue was built for this freaking country. I just love it. You get my point. But the reason I want to talk about this, the opportunities that I have been blessed with because of my country, because how open-minded the United States is. I can't help but think about all the other countries that are getting censored, that are in war-torn countries, the terrible thing that's happening in Gaza, like all these things. It makes me realize like how great I've got it, and I don't take that for granted. And anyone that's listening, that most of my listeners are obviously from the U.S. Just take a moment to remember that. And I just look at all the amazing public figures. We have like gems. Like I loved Theo Von. I love all these podcasters. Obviously, I watch a lot of podcasts, but these guys are embracing the freedom that we have. And that's why it's so important. If you have a dream, you have to go chase it. You were placed in the greatest country the world has ever seen. And yes, I'm on that patriotic shit. I love it. We're not talking about a single problem that we have today. This is all pro USA, baby. But I just look at the help I was able to get. I didn't get any professional help when I was going through my problems with my mental health, but my friends were so supportive, and I just think to myself, like, there's no stigma around that. I don't have a feeling of like, oh, I need to live a certain way. Like, I need to be a blue collar man. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. But if I was working, HVAC, electrician, welder, I can do those things. But to be able to create something that means something to you and learn how to build a business out of it, that's what I'm doing right now with Hazy Headed, man. I love this project. And it just makes me emotional to think like that there's so many resources available. It's just trial and error. You can be patient. I'm going to be working a job. Hopefully right now, I've applied to this robotics, place in East Liberty, and they're just on this cutting edge of combining technology, and it's the future. So, hopefully I get that. If not, I'll get another job. But to be able to do that while pursuing my dreams with social media, while being able to just up and move to another city. Now, don't get me wrong. Like, there's a lot that I did. I saved every penny, practically every penny besides bills and stuff that I earned over the last 5 years working in insurance. You can't do that in a lot of places. It's just whether you be taxed to death, or there's no incentive for small businesses as great as the U.S. So that's why, excuse me, that's why every year I'm so proud and so happy to celebrate the U.S. And I look at all the amazing things like the Freedom 250. We had Justin Gaethje beat the shit out of Ilya Taporia. let's go USA, baby. They're doing great in the World Cup. They beat Canada in hockey. Like, you go on your feed and you just can't help but be patriotic. It's impossible. So I think you look at our culture too and what it was built on. I love being in Pennsylvania. I'm from Virginia. There's so much rich history, the Civil War, so many things, and I just can't wait to immerse myself and gain more knowledge on that. But I think that, again, I can't help getting away, or excuse me, I just can't help but always bring up the fact about inspiration. And you can get inspired by so much. There's a lot of mental health problems that still persist. That's never, unfortunately, going to go away. But if you are struggling with something, go do something amazing for yourself. Do something that's against all odds. If you want to be the next fucking whatever, if you want to be the biggest musician on earth, there should not be a single thing on earth that should stop you from that. And guess what? If you don't make it to the top, you're still going to have a journey that's worth talking about. So always remember that the opportunity that you have today, starting right now, is vast and endless. The only thing that's holding you back is yourself. It's not because you're the U.S. is doing bad right now. Don't eliminate the excuses and just go do it. Do something amazing. And that amazing doesn't have to look the same for everybody. Again, you small business, if you want to sell artwork, you can hire people. You can learn how to build a business. You can learn how to collaborate. The only thing that's stopping you is the comfort. It's not because of your race. It's not because of your religion. It's not because of all these things that you were born with. It's how much will and how much desire you have for something. Because if this is the best opportunity you're ever going to get, especially, if you were blessed enough to be able-bodied person, man, like there's so many people that don't have that ability. And each time that you hesitate or you succumb to different distractions, you're wasting that opportunity. And that, again, it doesn't have to be big. Like if you're living the way you want, that's all that matters. But the problem is you have to work towards it, no matter how big or difficult or how many obstacles you have. The famous saying, Rome wasn't built in a day. Well, you can't build yourself in a day. If this beautiful country has 250 years of, we've surpassed Rome, but there's people that say we might have a civil war this, civil war that. At the end of the day, most sane people are united, and that's the core United States of America. We've got to be together in these turbulent times. We can't look at all this shit going on and then say to ourselves that we don't deserve something. Pretty much like, oh, well, we did this. I hate pointless wars. I really do. But don't let that corrode the fabric that is us. We tend to forget about that. And a lot of people don't. But if you are in that state of mind where it feels like the world's against you, take this day as gratitude for what you do have. Not even just because it's such a big 250 years. Just be thankful for the fact that you have an opportunity to fuck up, severely fuck up. You could lose it all and then build yourself back up. But it's all about will. And that is the beautiful thing about our country, is that we have so much will. We have so much determination. There's countless upon countless of success stories. People, I think this guy's weird. Brian Johnson, he created PayPal and he's the living forever guy, so he has he's got the biometric age of like 18, but he's like in his 50s, I believe. But he came from a suicidal past, and his mom made him clothes, and he was, and he was able to turn into this weird alien thing that he's doing. Dude, what opportunity can you create where there's this small boy who is super poor, and he goes and tries to create a real life fountain of youth. That's weird. That's compelling. That is so United States of America. It's not even funny. So embrace your weirdness. Embrace what you have inside of you. And I know I'm turning into Tony Robbins just trying to get inspirational, but it's true. Like, against all odds, man. It was for what, like a 3% T-tax? Man, I need to sharpen up. Now that I'm in Pittsburgh, I need to sharpen up on my history. About, they call it Carnegie here in Pittsburgh. I guess in Pennsylvania, but I always called it Carnegie. So that's kind of like a Southern thing, I guess, or maybe just people that don't live in Pittsburgh. But so take that risk, man. Do it. Do what makes you happy. Who cares if you lose a little money? Who cares if you lose a little time? Like, do everything you can to just take a true bite out of this world. I don't care what age you are. If you have kids, travel with them. Just make sure whatever you're doing, you're maximizing this beautiful experience, because the more you do that, the more empowered you're going to feel. You're not going to be doom scrolling for 8 hours. I was kind of in a bad habit doing that today. But then I was like, we're going to do this podcast. I knew it was going to be on 4th of July. I knew it was going to be about this. Some days you're just going to have to show up for yourself, but this country will always show up for you. So yes, thank you for this time. Follow me on Instagram, hazyheaded, or even my personal account at ET_brand_. Thank you for your time. Have a beautiful 4th of July weekend.